So this guy writes this post. He's 29. This friend he's talking about is 24. He says, I confess my feelings to a friend. So without reading this, I have a pretty good idea on where this is going. But let's check it out. Some backstory. I got to know her through a not so close friend of mine. She was his girlfriend at the time. So the two of you met when she was in a relationship with another of your friends. Since August 2020, we meet regularly and get along really well. Earlier this year, they broke up, and I was one of the first people she told. Cool. It's like good for you for not like trying to step into that relationship too. A lot of people just like, if they're attracted to a woman, they'll try to like initiate cheating or something. It's like, that is a horrible way to go. If you try to do that, if you try to get with somebody else's like girlfriend, if she cheats with you, she's probably going to cheat on you when things are going bad. So don't get involved in that. Just don't do it. Earlier this year, they broke. Yeah, okay. Our conversations got even deeper and personal after that. Oh, so now it's like the two of you are just like talking a little bit maybe, and now you think you have to initiate this deep conversation and tell her all your baggage and all the struggles you had in your life because you think that's going to build connection. If you just have enough connection, if you just build that, maybe I'll get her on a date. It's like, dude, get to the point, eliminate all that, just BS stuff. And we also started cuddling a little bit. So, dude, her attraction is there. It's like you're probably just not taking the right actions to get her on a date, to date her. It's like you're just kind of like in this in-between zone where it's like, oh, you think that cuddling basically means that you two of you are together, and nah. However, she occasionally brought up the fact that she still missed her ex-boyfriend to some degree. Yeah, it's probably going to happen. So it's like if she's in a long-term relationship, you didn't mention how long they were together, but it's like there's just an emotional investment with the other person. And so it's like they're going to be thinking about them a lot. And that's just something to be aware of, getting with somebody just coming out of a long-term relationship. But it would be very unlikely for them to come back together. One time, after admitting that we find each other attractive. So, I mean, when women compliment you or they say something like this bluntly, that means that they are really attracted to you. So it's like if they say, oh, I like that shirt or things like that, they'll just say simple compliments. And that oftentimes communicates that they're attracted to you and they want you to make a move or whatever it is that the context calls for. I tried to initiate a kiss and she refused it, telling me she wasn't ready yet. Okay, well, when that happens, well, have like, oh, you're lost kind of deal. Or you say like, what, you got bad breath? Something like that. Just like an attitude where it's like, I can't believe you didn't kiss me kind of deal. But it's like, because it's like, I know how valuable I am and coming from that place. Or you say something like, are you afraid you're not a good kisser or what? We can practice. Well, yesterday I called her and told her that I developed feelings for her. Jesus, dude. You're done, man. It's like once you do that, it's like your chances now you probably eliminated 90% of your chance to get with her. And what did you do? So you got rejected. And then you chased because you thought that more action would lead to, you thought that more action. So now that she rejected you, it's like now you think you have to take more action in order to get her to like you. It's a horrible way to go. It doesn't work. It's not how attraction works. It's not how negotiation works. Her reaction was actually quite good. She really impressed by the way I told her, and it meant a lot to her. But okay, listen to that. She's like, that's really impressive that you did that and you express your feelings. Man, that takes a lot of guts. That's probably what she's going through right now. And he's saying like, "Oh yeah, that means that she likes me." It's because he doesn't get on that women talk indirectly and don't want to hurt your feelings. Um, but she had to think about all this. So it's like you didn't get the result, dude. Now you're BSing yourself that you think it's working, that you're over pursuing and you're expressing your feelings, and it's like you're not getting any results, dude. And you're not getting to the point. You're not just having a date and not making it a bigger thing than it is by telling her all your emotions and feelings and how you like her and stuff. Women fall in love and attraction much more slowly. Guys tend to fall in attraction much more quickly. So it can be just a matter of, a few things. Maybe it's like when she touches your arm or something like that, it's like, whoa, it's like you have that connection. Or if she's just beautiful, it's like you have that connection, you're already like ready to go. So it's like if you guys act on that almost like fantasy or that emotion, it often comes on way, way too fast. And they do things like express their feelings, thinking that will work. Yeah. Later that day, we chatted, and she told me that it would not be. Oh, look, dude. I mean, it's so predictable, dude. If you express your feelings too soon, you're not going to get results. So I'll read this again. Later that day, we chatted, and she told me that it would not be possible for her to have a relationship at this moment. He's like, oh, at this moment. Oh, so maybe there's a hint. So I'll stay in this friend zone, and I'll try to work my way up. And it's like, dude, I mean, it's like, it's not going to work, this approach. Now I don't really know what to do next. Well, what to do next is you back off. Give her a couple weeks. Maybe you take a run at her again in a couple weeks. But in the meantime, don't chase, don't text her, don't like her posts, just give her that complete space. But honestly, it's like now that you've done this, now that you cross this line on basically just expressing your feelings, it's going to repulse her, dude. And so it's like your chances on getting this girl are super low now. It's like you might have blown it. How long will she let me wait? Oh, now she's letting you wait. So now it's like you're seeking her approval. And it's like, oh, like, it's, yeah, not a good way to go, dude. Should we meet regular like we did before? No, you need to give her space, because if you do that, it's going to come across as a friend zone vibe. And then if you ever try to make a move when you're just constantly trying to like get with her, or you actually are getting like together with her, then she's got, we talked about this. It's like, I don't want a relationship. It's like, oh yeah, I got you. So you keep trying to basically just wasting a bunch of time, money, effort, energy on thinking that being like this friend zone thing and this backup role is going to work. And then all of a sudden she's banging another dude, or she's with another dude in another relationship, and you're like, what happened? uh, I think I won't be able to break all contact with her. Well, you got to, man. That's what you got to do. It too. So it's like you think that's the answer, but it's going to be difficult, and you don't think and you can't do that. Well, you have to do it, man. That's your only option. That's your only shot at getting this girl back, even though it's a very small shot at this point, because this girl is really exceptional to me. Yeah, and just don't be careful on putting her on a pedestal. It's like she's still just a person. What would you do in this situation? Well, you give her a couple weeks, you don't have any contact whatsoever, then you take one more run at her. Say, hey, I'd love to get together with you over some dinner. What you should have done in that situation when she said she wasn't she didn't want to be in a relationship in the moment. And also what that communicates is you're trying to lock her down to a relationship, meaning you're going way too fast. It's like there's a progression to this. So it's like pick up, with a confident manner. So you take the lead, set a date, then it goes to dating. You just have fun on the date. Then it goes to a few dates and usually sex, and then progresses to a relationship. So you're trying to, just how she's kind of communicating, you're probably trying to skip the dating phase and just rush into the result, which is like locking her down to a relationship. Eliminate that. You have to basically take your time and progress through the process. But what you should have done when she said that, hey, I'm not basically interested in being in a relationship with you, say, well, well, I'm not really interested in being just in a platonic relationship, in a friend zone relationship with you. And so if you change your mind, you can reach out, but otherwise, take care, or yeah, otherwise take care. And you walk away and you never look back. And then you're done. You're gone. It's like, boom, you're gone. Because it's like that's kind of congruent with someone who views himself as very valuable and being like a very high value person, because it's like, well, they can move on. They can find somebody else and they'll be just fine. And then once you communicate that behavior, and eliminate the behavior of basically chasing her, because that's a low value really way to go, meaning communicates low value, like you don't really value yourself, so you have to take all this action to get her. It's like, if you eliminate that and then basically give her that space, state your terms, have basically the negotiation principles there, and then it gives her opportunity to chase you and reach out to you. And when she's chasing you, she's not going to like reject you, or it's because it's her idea. When you can make it, that's the key. It's like making it her idea to be with you, and that's the game, man. That's very essential. But again, that's probably what you should have done, but you probably you might have screwed this whole thing up with telling her your emotions, dude. So it's like, if she reaches out to you, expect it many months down the line, maybe even like years down the line. Sucks, but that's kind of the situation you're in. But otherwise, you're probably, chances of you actually getting it through the route you're doing are pretty close to zero. But if she does reach out to you once you've done that, or you've given her that space and you take another run at her again, then she says, well, we talked again. That's when you kind of set up that situation I just said. So, hey, we talked earlier about not being in a relationship. That's when you say, well, I can't really agree to that. So you can basically reach out to me if you change your mind. That's all you can do. And then wait for her to reach out. You don't contact her at all. That doesn't mean no birthday messages, no Christmas messages, no likes on her posts. It's like, she's gone, dude. When she does reach out, that's when you assume that she wants to see you, because it's like it displays the level of interest in you. And that's the best time to ask her on a date. And then you be direct, decisive, set the date, have fun of the date, and then progress through that whole process again.